Good evening, everybody. Welcome inside Archbishop Wood High School. They are tied for first in the Philadelphia Catholic League, an extraordinarily talented team led by all juniors in the starting five. And LaSalle comes into town. They are 3-9 in the Philadelphia Catholic League, in need of one win, maybe two, to make their way to the Philadelphia Catholic League basketball playoffs. And now we're going to bring you inside our broadcast booth, nice and tight. Bob Long, Joe Shuron, and Carter Philman is alongside, longtime LaSalle College High School's WEXP man and a graduate of LaSalle. Carter, it's so good to have you first and foremost. Thanks for being here.
Bob, I am ecstatic to be here. I couldn't be more glad to hop on the broadcast.
Well, it's a pleasure to have you. Joe Shuron, class of 2020 here at LaSalle. It's been fun to go through this ride of the LaSalle season with you. Should be a fun one here tonight.
Yeah, thank you, Bob, for just having me on all year, and I've really enjoyed every game, so thanks for having me back.
Well, we're going to roll towards the finish. Two more here to go this weekend before a potential playoff berth for LaSalle, but there's a lot that needs to happen. So right now, sitting in the 10 seed is West Catholic with 4 wins and a head-to-head advantage over LaSalle, who currently has the 3 wins, and then games here against the St. Joe's Prep team on Sunday, and then here tonight against Archbishop Wood. Here's where it gets very interesting. Devon Prep tonight is playing West Catholic right at the time we're about to start here, and we're going to see what happens in that game. It's very important for LaSalle. Devon Prep, with the 2 wins, if they take down West Catholic, would advance to 3 wins on the season. Devon Prep would now be tied with LaSalle, again, depending the result of tonight's game. But West Catholic stays at 4 wins, and that's the most important thing. West Catholic will take on the top team in the Catholic League, Newman Goretti, on Sunday. Assuming a loss there and a loss tonight, West Catholic with the 4 wins would still maintain that 10th spot, but LaSalle could tie them with a win against St. Joseph's Prep. So there's your 2-way tie going into the postseason. Well, what happens when Devon Prep on Sunday takes on Conwell Egan, who's winless in the Catholic League? Their 3 wins, if we're assuming they win tonight, goes to 4, a 3-way tie. The Philadelphia Catholic League, however, does not go to tiebreakers to determine who makes the playoffs, only for seeding in the 1 through 9 spots. So what you'd have now is a round-robin head-to-head comparison to see who's going to be seeded in a Monday play-in to the play-in game on Tuesday. Sound fun? Anybody confused? But it would be Devon Prep with a 2-0 record to earn that bye to the play-in on Tuesday night, LaSalle against West Catholic. And all that, the 2 games there, the winner would play the 7th seed on Wednesday. So that's where we are. We try to keep it simple for our folks here, but nonetheless, guys, this is a race to the finish line in the Catholic League. It's going to be fun down the stretch.
Yeah, it should be a pretty interesting one. I mean, obviously you got a ton of hot teams coming in. I mean, it's all up to LaSalle. LaSalle controls their own destiny at this point, hoping the seniors can lead the way and, claw this team back into the playoff race.
It should be fun. Joe, your keys to this one here, LaSalle against a very talented Archbishop Wood team.
Yeah, I would say, hopefully their shooters can get hot early for LaSalle, and just try and contain this incredible Archbishop Wood team, and try and come out to a strong start.
Well, we'll see what happens here. We're going to take you to the floor now. Check out the teams as they're getting their final warm-ups in before tip-off. We'll take a quick break and then come back for tip-off here on Bob Long Sports. A look at the LaSalle Explorers. As they are coming to the bench now, we'll take a break as mentioned and come back on the other side for tip-off here at Archbishop.
Nobody knows your neighborhood like Dunphy Ford.
Nearly 40 years.
Right here on Frankfort Avenue.
Generation after generation. Our neighbors continue to be our customers. We have access to the cars and trucks you want with financing you need.
Dunphy Ford is Northeast Philly's first choice for America's #1 brand. 7700 Frankfort Avenue in Mayfair. Online at www.dunphyford.com.
Come experience the Dunphy difference. You'll be glad you did.
I chose CCM because I have found that this company, on the level of scaling that we have here, the volume that we are doing, to truly have every department head and employee fully engaged in the mission of the company to make it an originator-focused, production-first company. I have not found that anywhere I've worked, and I've worked at one of the largest banks in the world, down to the smallest tiny community bank and correspondent lender. No one has been able to consistently deliver that message.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome into the Nittany Lions Sports Report. Good evening, everybody. Welcome into the Nittany Lions Sports Report live on Bob Long Sports. Today we're going to talk about the offensive line and our man of the hour, the chef, the man himself, Des Holmes and Mike Miranda, your disruptors on the Penn State offensive line.
This year, you're going to see all four guys run. They all bring a different style.
The quarterback is going to read the defensive end's eyes and make a determination. Am I going to keep this football or am I going to hand it off to the running back? And that is generally the point of the RPO. Look who we have. We have Chris Perangeli, our guest picker for the evening.
What does your character look like? Does it bounce back after each setback? Does it stand out by standing up? Does it make good on good intentions? Character is invisible until it's not. Only through action will the world know what it's made of, what you're made of. Find out how you can strengthen the character of your community alongside empowered veterans and families of the fallen at travismanion.org.
Nobody knows your neighborhood like Dunphy Ford.
Nearly 40 years.
Right here on Frankfurt Avenue.
Generation after generation, our neighbors continue to be our customers. We have access to the cars and trucks you want with financing you need.
Dunphy Ford is Northeast Philly's first choice for America's #1 brand. 7700 Frankfurt Avenue in Mayfair. Online at www.dunphyford.com.
Come experience the Dunphy difference. You'll be glad you did.
I chose CCM because I have found that this company, on the level of scaling that we have here, the volume that we are doing, to truly have every department head and employee fully engaged in the mission of the company to make it an originator-focused, production-first company. I have not found that anywhere I've worked, and I've worked at one of the largest banks in the world, down to the smallest tiny community bank and correspondent lender. No one has been able to consistently deliver that message.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome into the Nittany Lions Sports Report. Good evening, everybody. Welcome into the Nittany Lions Sports Report live on Bob Long Sports. Today we're going to talk about the offensive line and our man of the hour, the chef, the man himself, Des Holmes and Mike Miranda, your disruptors on the Penn State offensive line.
This year, you're going to see all four guys run. They all bring a different style.
The quarterback is going to read the defensive end's eyes and make a determination. Am I going to keep this football or am I going to hand it off to the running back? And that is generally the point of the RPO. Look who we have. We have Chris Perangeli, our guest picker for the evening. And we welcome you back inside Archbishop Wood. Tip-off next here on Bob Long Sports. The starters for the LaSalle Explorers, Shane Holland, Liam O'Donnell, Jake Timby. And next up, the freshman, Horace Simmons. He's gotten a lot of great time here over the course of this season for the LaSalle Explorers. Will grow into his role. And Mike DePietro, senior, he's taken the heavy brunt of the work inside this year, Joe, and has had to take on the opposing team's best big.
Hey, he's done a pretty good job, too, and he's a pretty good outside shot that he's made a lot of threes this year, too, and kind of flown under the radar there. It seems like people been leaving him open, and he can hit that shot pretty consistently.
Joe Shuron, the class of 2020 at LaSalle. And now Carter Philman to fill us in on this Archbishop Wood team, uber talented from top to bottom.
You know, Bob, where do you even start with this team? You arguably start 5 Division I players, probably have a couple freshmen coming off the bench that are also potential Division I players. But you start with Rasul Diggins, you know, one of the best players in the Catholic League, high major Division I player. He's smooth, he's talented, he's a great passer. He can knock it down from anywhere on the floor. And, you know, if that's not enough for you, got Deshaun Shepard coming off the wing, extremely athletic. And then Marcus Randolph, you know, transferred in recently. You know, Jalen Stinson, and there's no weaknesses in his lineup. It's very hard to match up for any team, not even just LaSalle, for any team in the Catholic League.
We know it's so interesting as well. There are teams in the Catholic League and just about anywhere else where a guy like Robert Jackson, number 23, a junior 6'6", kind of one of those all-world defensive ends on the football side that would just come in and be that force inside for this team. He played a lot of JV minutes and will absolutely get in for this varsity team, but the talent on this team, the basketball players that they put out there on the floor, it is really incredible, and a team that among 2, maybe 3 other teams that you think have realistic chances to go down to the Plestra and win the Catholic League Championship this year.
Right. It's not even just in the league play. You know, you can look locally or nationally. This team is on par with some of the best teams, talent-wise, you know, in the country. It's great to have them in the area.
And we're about ready for tip-off at this old barn here at Archbishop Wood. A great place to come watch a basketball game. Student section to our right. Patty Heckert on camera to our left. Horace Simmons will take the tip and win it, and he'll come up with it himself, out-jumping Manir Newton. We're underway. LaSalle Navy Blue. Wood in the home white uniforms. Coming out in man-to-man defense. And in the corner, Jake Timby for 3, a bit short. Simmons brought it down.
Great board by Simmons.
We're going to call that the black hole over there, as the student section is going to block just that part of the camera. As O'Donnell hits the 3. Second chance points for LaSalle to start things off.
Great start for the Explorers. O'Donnell, he can heat up quick from 3-point range. You know, it's good to see him hit that early one.
Here's Diggins with the touch. LaSalle into the 2-3 zone. Simmons maybe could have gone for that steal. They'll reset now, take a three, and rattle it home. That's Jalen Stinson with his first three of the night, averaging 15 points per game.
One of the better shooters in the whole Catholic League. Probably the wrong guy to leave there.
DePietro on the dribble drive, gets all the way off the glass, and a soft touch from Mike DePietro. Joe, a great offensive start, 2 possessions and 2 buckets for LaSalle. Wood a bit long on that one, somehow ends up in the hands of number 11, Manir Newton, and a foul called against, looks like it's gonna go against O'Donnell, number 5.
If I'm LaSalle, you know, I live with that shot. Deshaun Shepard, obviously extremely talented, extremely athletic, still developing at outside range. You know, I think you're okay with that shot for LaSalle.
Here's Diggins, maybe a guy you don't want shooting it from distance, but he can also attack. It's great defense there by the 6'1 guard, Liam O'Donnell. Joey's become a defensive force for this team.
He has. He's really been like the driving, the driving force, like we said. He brings some momentum. It seems like the team plays to his defensive pressure, and he's been great at getting rebounds for a 6'1 forward. He jumps over guys and everything.
Deshaun Shepard didn't want to take the three that time. Ferocious at the rim.
Tough to stop that coming down the baseline. You know, you just can't give him a free range in a lane. You know, 2 steps and he's at the rim, no problem.
Timby thought about the three, was looking for a slipping DePietro, but good hands in the passing lane from Wood to deny the pass. LaSalle patient here. DePietro will pull this one back. We're 4 possessions into the basketball game. This the 5th for LaSalle total between the two teams, and we're already better than 2.5 minutes into it. Timby, an open three, in and out. Decent closeout that time by Stinson. What started as an open three ended up a hand in his face. Stinson, who just lit the place up. And so will Russell Diggins. Timeout quickly called by Mike McKee, the head coach for LaSalle.
You know, you just can't afford to give these players that type of space. I mean, he dips behind the screen, and I mean, that's knockdown. It's too wide open for LaSalle. You got to be aggressive. You got to get up on the ball handlers a little bit. You know, make them take contested shots.
Russell Diggins as well, Carter, can stretch that high school three-point line, where it touches at a point of tangency at the top of the key. Does not matter for Russell Diggins. He'll shoot it from NBA range if he needs to.
Absolutely, and you know, it's awesome to watch how talented a player he has become. I mean, he can do it all, and he's, you know, I talked to him earlier in the season, and he loves playing with his Wood team. These are all his buddies. You know, he has a good feel for where they're going to be, and they just have fun out there. I mean, apparently they've been playing since they were in grade school together, since with you know, in the summer with team final, I believe. So, I mean, these guys have a great repertoire with each other.
And now Archbishop Wood, out of the timeout, will pick up full court, try to give LaSalle a different look. And with that athleticism, Joe, it'll be difficult for LaSalle to handle, and fortunate there to be able to have another chance to inbound that one. That was nearly a turnover and bucket all in one.
Wood did a great job there of using a baseline as almost a third defender, especially after O'Donnell picked up that dribble.
And now they are across the timeline. Timby pull up, foot behind the line, and he hits it. And now it's saying a 2, so both officials had it. I thought he was behind the line, but it is 8-7 Wood after the long 2 from Timby. Certainly think Timby thought he was behind the line there as well, Joe.
Yeah, I thought he was behind the line too. It looked like a throw.
Spinning in there is Randolph, back for Deshaun Shepard. And fires that one through the hands and out of bounds. Last touch by Liam O'Donnell.
Great job by DePietro just walling up on the dribble drive there.
He's had to do it all year, Carter. I don't know how much you've seen of the Explorers, but DePietro has had as much of a task put on him as anybody I've seen as a twisting layup. Deshaun Shepard. But he's always had to take on the opposing team's best big man, and at 6'5" in this league, it's a tough task. I admire him for how he's done it this year.
You got to learn quick, especially, you know, you play the top players in the country, especially when it comes to size, and you got to learn really quick.
No good on the 3 from Horace Simmons. Wood will take that look. Newton thought about the 3. Make that Jalen Stinson inside. Nice steal there by Timby.
O'Donnell with a hand on that one.
Holland wanted the ball. Now drives inside. Underneath, couldn't hit it. Big rebound there, and Mike DePietro is fouled.
Arguably could have been goaltending. I mean, Wood defender slaps the backboard there.
There it is, yeah.
Kind of alters the shot. You know, they'll sometimes call that, they sometimes won't. You know, it seems to be a little bit of a gray area.
But DePietro can put 2 in from the charity stripe. It's 10-7 Archbishop Wood. Halfway home here in the first quarter.
Sal's doing a great job playing offensively to Archbishop Wood this game. They're hanging in there. They didn't let them get out early. They called the timeout for the press. Sal's been getting by it. I think Wood probably is a little frustrated defensively.
DePietro, 2 for 2 from the line. And Joe, to your point, the big thing I think there for LaSalle, really no ill-advised shots. Maybe the only one you don't love if you're Mike McKee is the freshman Horace Simmons from deep, but even that one, that's an open look. They've been very controlled and have gotten pretty good looks offensively.
I mean, you're rarely going to see this LaSalle team, you know, hang there, you know, get down on each other.
I think you'll take that foul if you're Mike McKee as well. Horace Simmons says, "You're not putting me on a poster."
Always got to keep an eye on Deshaun Shepard coming baseline. Would love to throw him the lob when on that back cut when a defender's falling asleep. They've had that look multiple times throughout this entire season.
One Carter, especially against his own defense, when you're trying to bring those back ends up a little bit, get in the passing lanes, open up just a little crease on the backside by the baseline, and you will get punished here against this Archbishop Wood team.
Absolutely, got to keep an eye on him. Again, Shepard has the hops to get it, and Diggins has the vision to hit him.
2 for 2 from the line, 12-9. Archbishop Wood leads, and they stay full court. Verano, here's Simmons, drives inside, got the defender in the air and fouled. Deshaun Shepard called for the personal. 2 at the line coming for Horace Simmons.
Nice pump fake by Simmons. Drawing the foul.
Yeah, love how he went off 2 feet there, under control. I mean, you probably go up one-on-one against Shepard. I mean, there's not many chances where you're going to win that one going up by yourself. So great job going off 2 feet there.
And great vision from the baseline as well to find Verano up ahead of the defense. LaSalle trying to not play defensively against this full court pressure, but instead attack it. And that's a great job to find Verano up the floor. And the extra pass without putting it on the deck to get Simmons the look inside. Simmons long on the second. It's 12-10, Archbishop Wood. And Diggins, the lane opened up for him, put it up a bit short. Had his own carom, opens up a recoil for Randolph. Marcus Randolph gives Archbishop Wood a 15-10 lead.
You know, when you're playing a team as talented as this, you have to limit the second chance opportunities that teams will get, especially when you're giving them open looks. You got to find a body, you got to grab a board, and limit the opportunities you're giving them.
Wood stays man-to-man. 2:53 to play. Extra pass into the abyss there in the corner. Simmons takes his man off the bounce. How about this freshman?
And very impressive take there.
One of his best quarters of his young LaSalle career. Now Randolph through the hole, and they are going to give him 2. Tough to see where that contact came. Could have seen that one coming on the floor. We won't get the benefit of the whistle, but there's the contact there. Maybe a bit of a continuation if it was called on Verano.
It looked like he got him at top of the key. I don't know about that one. Regardless, he'll get 2 shots at the line.
LaSalle has had experience against every team at the top of the standings. Of course, every team in the Catholic League you'll play once, 14-game schedule. So now Wood, the last of 2 tests, and St. Joe's Prep will come into town with 5 wins in the league on Sunday, but an 11-win team coming into the final weekend of the season. Archbishop Wood as good as it gets. LaSalle struggled against a really strong Newman team, but there's a lot of teams that can say the exact same thing. Now Simmons is in trouble. Timby back for Simmons. Trying to drive baseline, he'll pull it out. And again, it's Simmons from deep, and now they'll work it around. 2:03 to play.
A lot of patience from the Explorers. You know, you don't hate it, especially with no shot clock. Work as hard as he can.
And here's a live ball turnover in transition. Shepard!
Oh man, that is a grown man's dunk right there over Sam Brown.
We're going to take one more look as LaSalle walks this one up the floor. Goodbye.
So hard to stop on the open floor.
Brown through traffic draws the foul, and that's the second on Deshaun Shepard in the early going. So how do you stop him? Get him in foul trouble. That was electric. An already loud venue. And Carter, with the benefit of your time with City of Basketball Love, a wonderful website, you're all around this Catholic League.
Yeah,
how would you define this venue compared to some of the others out there?
Yeah, it's a little tighter. You know, it's tight, it's hot, it's loud. You know, especially when you have a team as good as Wood. You got the students coming out as well. So
students make it tough to see the corner. I mean, this is a old-fashioned Philadelphia Catholic League venue.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
We got a mistake on the scoreboard here at the gym. It's 20-12 by my count. Now a drive inside, spinning, turning, and he couldn't finish. That was Jalen Stinson.
Good job of not fouling there by Verano.
Here's Sam Brown inside. There's Holland. Got the English and got it to go. Great back cut.
What a pass by Brown.
It looks like McKee wanted that play, shouting from the sidelines for that to be drawn up, and he got the look he wanted.
A long two, no good. Maybe not the look you wanted from Brendan Kersey. And LaSalle, with 46 seconds left in the first quarter, they can choose to wind this thing down.
Interested to see how they take this final possession. It looks like they're gearing up to hold for a last one, but we'll see.
I mean, from LaSalle's perspective, they had the perfect quarter. They're only down by 4 if the quarter ends right now. You know, that's excellent coming into
Or
work.
if the scoreboard's right, I got it as a 6-point game. I think they put the one free throw from Archbishop. Well, you know what? I think they are right, actually. My mistake. So 19-15. We'll get that switched in a second. 11 seconds left in the quarter.
Definitely the matchup you want here with, you know, 2 less experienced players on Sam Brown.
Brown drives, throws that one off the leg of Archbishop Wood, and LaSalle can run a play with 2.3 left on the clock.
Not an awful look there for Simmons underneath. Just could not thread the needle.
Interesting to see Verano throw this in. 2.3 does give him time to inbound and come off a back screen set by the catch, the recipient of the pass. But let's see if Timby can come off a double screen. And there is Timby. Tough to get the shot off, does though. And a tip goes late from Mike DiPietro. Will end the first quarter. Archbishop Wood leading 19-15 here over LaSalle. Well, quite the quarter here, Carter. I tell you what, this is one where LaSalle's hanging tough, hitting some big shots, and being fairly efficient offensively. A few turnovers to create open looks in transition, really the difference.
Yeah, you know, when you're patient on the offensive end and, you know, you work the ball, it's tough for any team to defend you no matter how talented you are. You know, guys can get tired, they can fall asleep on one end, and LaSalle's capitalizing on some, you know, Wood mistakes defensively, and they're getting quality looks. And, you know, on the defensive end for LaSalle, you know, you could be better, but there's mistakes, you know, you can patch up a little bit. Just got to be more aware, get a little bit more locked in, find Shepard in the open floor, and, you know, it's good that they're in this game right now.
Joe Shuron, your thoughts through 8 minutes of basketball?
I think give LaSalle credit after Archbishop Wood had 2 really big, what seemed like could be momentum-shifting dunks. And LaSalle didn't let the game or the moment get ahead of them, and they still hung in there, you know, stuck to what they were doing, and they kind of calmed down the crowd in the venue, and they played well, and they did what they wanted to do. And they stayed in control. And I think both teams have been dominant offensively. It'll be interesting to see who can take control on a defensive standpoint.
Folks, as we head to the second quarter, we want to remind you that this portion of today's game is brought to you by Carrie Guerin Boyle and Jim McLaughlin of the Carrie Guerin Boyle team at Berkshire Home Services, Fox and Roach Realtors. Jim's a LaSalle alumni. His family went through LaSalle. Carrie has a son going through LaSalle here as well. And you can trust certainly that you're going to treat be treated like family by this real estate team when buying or selling your home. In fact, my wife and I are working with Jim and Carrie right now, and I can give you an absolutely great testimonial about how hard they work for you. Call Jim at 267-242-5991 or Carrie at 267-626-6818 for any real estate questions. And we're back to action here in the second. Rasul Diggins, guarded by Nick Sperano. He wants to take him off the bounce. Left-handed, couldn't go.
Tough matchup for the sophomore, but he comes up and gets a quality stop. Not the easiest look for Diggins, and works out in his favor.
Here's Sam Brown. He checked in the later stages of the first quarter and no doubt gave this team a jolt. A left-handed finish, driving through traffic.
Great take by the athletic Brown. Definitely something the Explorers love having come off the bench.
Joey scored 11 points per game in the last 3, coming back from injury. A welcome sight here for this LaSalle team.
I mean, Sam's driving ability is just so explosive, the way he gets to the rim. It's very impressive for the sophomore.
And what a distribution that time. Manir Newton off the feed from Rasul Diggins.
Diggins takes 2 guys with him, and then Newton has an easy layup over a smaller Verano.
A fastball thrown by Shane Holland through the hands of Jake Timby. So a little bit off kilter. Archbishop with some pressure right at the midcourt stripe. 6:48 to play, second quarter. Your broadcast team here, Bob Long, Joe Shuron, Carter Philman. Patty Heckert is with us on camera. Those 2 guys will switch at halftime. So excited that these guys have given their time to us this year and been a part of the Bob Long Sports family. It's been a heck of a run.
Deep 3 from Randolph there. And if you're LaSalle, another shot you can live with. I mean, there's these 3-pointers from 5 feet behind the arc. Sometimes they make them, you just shake your hand, go down the other end of the floor.
A long 3, that time no good, and a huge rebound there. Man's rebound from Manir Newton. Here's Jalen Stinson for 3. That's one you won't take, Carter. In rhythm, Stinson from distance.
Yeah, it looks like a little bit of miscommunication getting back in that zone. Nobody stayed up top. Verano sunk down. Tough shot there.
6 minutes to play here in the second quarter. Sam Brown with 5:52 to go. Patience here. DePietro would drive inside. Contact and a foul. Robert Jackson, the all-world defensive end from Archbishop Wood's team, 6'6", wreaks havoc on the field. But this time a bit of a nudge on the DePietro drive.
Looks like he just got him on the arm. Another strong take from DePietro. Lefty, he's a right-hand dominant player. Good to see him going off that offhand.
And DePietro, perfect from the line here tonight. Jake Timby checks in, replacing Sam Brown. DePietro 2 for 2, and he's having an excellent night. He'll take a seat. Horace Simmons on in his place, but Joe, I think that will be a fairly short respite for DePietro, trying to keep him fresh.
Yeah, he's playing great tonight, too.
LaSalle matchup zone. Jackson inside, and a foul is going to be called against Horace Simmons.
Looks like he got him just before he shuffled the feet there, took a little hop before that pass.
Jackson, a lower the shoulder type of guy.
Fits that football player mentality, of course.
Trying to create space, and there's that aforementioned short respite. Mike DePietro back into the game to take on the bulkier Jackson.
Wood's going with what I would consider their tall lineup here with Newton and Jackson both on the floor at the same time.
What a box out that was from number 25, the sophomore Nick Verano. Taking on the 6'5" Manir Newton. Timby inside. Good kick out. DePietro can't quite hit the 3, but it's a great look. A Euro step and a travel. One more look. You be the judge.
Let's take a look. Cross, gather, one. In the NBA, you probably get that. High school hoops, Philadelphia Catholic League, they're not going to give you that gather step.
Couldn't have said it better myself, Carter. 5 minutes left here in the first half. Holland, all the patience in the world against this man-to-man from Archbishop Wood, and Holland will cut to the baseline. Timby now. Verano again on the recoil here. DePietro essentially given that three if he wants it.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm surprised he hasn't taken it at this point.
Verano, that's a deep one, and it's good.
I personally love this kid's game. He is utmost confident. He shoots it with, no thought. Plays with confidence on both ends of the floor. Bright future for him at LaSalle.
I absolutely agree. Shepard, a long three, and he's fouled. Not the foul you want against Shepard. Maybe not the most proficient three-point shooter.
Especially off the dribble. That's a tough call.
To be honest, there's not a lot of contact there either. .403 to play, second quarter. Deshaun Shepard to shoot three.
LaSalle on the defensive end, you got to give him credit, especially through the second quarter, doing a good job of making Wood earn those looks, whether they're good or not. They've had some slip-ups, but they've done a good job on the defensive boards for the most part, and making Wood make contested shots was, against a talented team like this, you have to live with it.
I'm going to tap you on the shoulder here, Carter, with your connections through COBL and the rest of the Philadelphia basketball community.
Sure.
Anybody you know at Devon Prep versus West Catholic? I'm desperate to give our audience an update.
I could take a look. I'm not sure if I know anybody there, but Devon Prep usually has a pretty solid Twitter game.
Yeah, they usually do the end of quarters, but maybe it was the dreaded JV overtime game or something like that.
Personally, nothing like a JV overtime game.
Nick Verano again.
Don't let him get hot, please.
My, oh my, two straight for him. And LaSalle has cut this deficit to 2 against one of 2 top teams in the Philadelphia Catholic League. Russell Diggins with the offhand finish on the other end.
Yeah, no question, he'll eventually get his. So, great take by Diggins there.
And if you're LaSalle, I think you just tip your cap on that one.
Absolutely, going offhand there, nothing much you can do.
Sam Brown for 3, and LaSalle has hit 3 straight trays to cut it to 1.
It looks like McKee wanted the timeout after that 3, did not get it. LaSalle has to lock in defensively here.
2:57 to play. Timby hangs with Diggins. A step back, too good from Russell Diggins. Give that man an inch. He'll take it.
Yeah, you can just see why he's one of the most coveted Division I players in the area. He's so smooth. He has an array of moves in his bag, and it's tough to stop.
Holland nearly had the look, but LaSalle will be patient. 2.5 to play in the second. DePietro, another drive, wants to go after Jackson. Verano tries to slide it inside, and it's out of bounds. Last touch by DePietro. It's the right idea there, just not enough on that pass.
Hey, you like the idea of, DePietro's done a good job of getting inside, forcing the defensive to collapse on him. And it looks like the Explorers will take a full timeout here.
Full timeout on the floor. This portion of today's game brought to you by KC's Alley in Ambler. Great place to go watch the game, whether with your friends, with your family, or come on over and meet a good old LaSalle friend that you probably haven't seen in a long time. Odds are somebody will be there. It's a great bar run by a LaSalle family. Great restaurant to get some great food and drinks specials every night of the week. And this was pretty cool. Joe's heard this a bunch of times, but Carter, I don't know how many times you've tuned in. KC's Alley streamed all of the LaSalle football games on their 80-inch television.
Awesome. That's awesome. Great idea to get alums down there. I know one for sure. Always great to watch a LaSalle football game. So, great move by Casey's there.
No doubt about it. We're happy that they're partners with us. We're happy to spread their message. No doubt about it, kindred spirits, Bob Long Sports and Casey's Alley. So go give them a visit next time you're driving through Ambler, or better yet, make it a point to go to Ambler and check them out. 2:21 to play, second quarter. It's Archbishop Wood 31, LaSalle 28. How about the fight from this Explorer team? We're sitting here looking for Devon Prep and West Catholic updates, and LaSalle says, hey, if we win 2 games, we force West Catholic to win both games to still stay ahead of LaSalle in the standings, one of those games against Newman-Goretti. So LaSalle wants to take this into their own hands, and they come out of the timeout in a full-court pressure look. Yeah,
and you can sense a little bit of an urgency with the Explorers, especially with their seniors. Jake Timby obviously always vocal, Shane chiming in as well on the defensive end. DePietro, O'Donnell, they're all, vocal and, doing their best to win this game.
Diggins, he's driving inside, thought he traveled. Now Stinson, an open wing 3, got it.
Look, he had a couple extra steps there in that lane, but regardless, they'll give it to him. And still, you can't leave Stinson on the wing like that, regardless if it's a travel or not. Yeah, can't afford to give him open looks.
Yeah, the defense collapsed in that zone, opened up the wing. Brown through traffic, taken right off his hands by Randolph, and LaSalle will be fortunate to retain the ball. Great effort there by Marcus Randolph, the 6'4" junior, to get up high and take it off the hands of Brown. Verano struggling to get this one in. What a cut that is. Shane Holland.
Great read by Holland, just seeing the open lane, using his quickness to get downhill, and it's a great finish.
And to your point, Carter, that is not a drawn-up play. That's realizing that the clock is ticking down and making a move. When the quarterback scrambles out of the pocket, it's the same concept in football. Make a play, come to the ball if you're the receiver. 1:18 to play. Big defensive possession here for LaSalle, you'd think, as Diggins rolls, fires, can't get the shooter's roll, and it's LaSalle basketball. Last touch by number 5, Brennan Kersey.
Quick crossover there by Diggins, just instantly created separation to the defender getting into the lane. And look doesn't fall, luckily for the Explorers.
65 seconds left here, Joe. What do you have for this LaSalle team? What do you think they come out with offensively?
I think they might hold it. They held it around this same time, last quarter. So I think they're happy where you're at, and you hold the ball and try and get a last shot here.
I believe they get ball coming out of the half as well, so also something to consider.
DePietro with 45 seconds left. He'll drive into the lane, and that one is erased. Here comes Wood on the break. Russell Diggins, and there's a block. They haven't said count it yet, but if they're calling it a block, that's got to be an and one.
No call from the ref. And they do count that one.
Count the bucket and one. So tough to get back in established position there, Joe, against a guy like Russell Diggins with the shiftiness that he has. The little Euro step just takes Shane Holland out of the legal guarding position, and a chance to tee off one more.
And not the series of events LaSalle wanted with 37 seconds left in the quarter here.
And really, that's a great look. That's not a turnover in an active ball situation, but it sure looks like it when you spank it off the backboard like that and create that look. It's just a tough team to hang with. But LaSalle right here, 21 seconds left, and a 7-point deficit.
Yeah, we'll go through the rodeo again, trying to hope for a last shot.
12 on the clock. Holland. Brown. And now Verano with 4. Verano lost it. He'll launch it again. No good, and that is the end of the half as Randolph fired one into the padding on the other side of the floor. After 16 minutes of basketball, it's Archbishop Wood with a 7-point lead. Joe, your thoughts here on this first half, what you saw from the Explorers?
I think the Explorers came out strong. They played great. I think they patched up their defensive mistakes in the second quarter, and offensively they were getting the looks they liked. To be down 7 here is it's a win effectively. They're still in it for the second half, and they have a good chance to come back and win.
Carter, your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, solid start to the game. They played, about 14 minutes, went the way you want. That last 2, you wish some things could fall in a different way. I think that late turnover or not even turnover, late block by DePietro when you're questioning in that middle where if you want to hold for one or if you want to go for that last shot. But, you know, overall, not a bad half for the Explorers.
It is halftime indeed. A score update. Perhaps it was a JV overtime game. Who knows? But after one quarter, and this came 5 minutes ago, Devon Prep 13, West Catholic 9. And that's the score update that we have at this point. That is the big one that LaSalle will be looking intently at. Win or lose here tonight. That game's still huge for LaSalle, win or lose, for potential playoff implications. As mentioned, LaSalle looking for Devon Prep to take down West Catholic, to keep West Catholic at that 4-win mark going into the final game for the Burrs against Newman Goretti. LaSalle with 2 chances to get to that 4-win mark. They trail by 7 here at half, and then they'll host St. Joseph's Prep coming up on Sunday afternoon. Devon Prep, remember, with a win here tonight would be in a pretty good spot. 3 wins in the Catholic League going up against winless Conwell Egan in the final game of the regular season. And as mentioned, no tiebreakers to determine the 10th seed. So it would be a play-in game if it were 2, or you would go to the round-robin tiebreaker to figure out who the top tie-breaking seed for the 10th seed would be. That team would sit and have a bye to a play-in game, which I don't know that I've ever heard of that before, but a bye to a play-in game, and wait for the other 2 teams to play against one another. So what that could look like is Devon Prep winning 2 games. The game tonight against West Catholic, keeping West Catholic at 4 wins, putting Devon Prep up to 3. Devon Prep wins on Sunday against Conwell Egan to get to 4, and LaSalle wins one of these 2 last games to get to 4 wins, and all of a sudden you'd have a 3-team playoff. Devon Prep would have the 2-0 mark against those other team round robin style. West Catholic at 1-1, LaSalle at 0-2. They'd play each other on Monday night for a chance to play Devon Prep on Tuesday night. And the winner of that Tuesday night game would play what looks like either Cardinal O'Hara or Archbishop Carroll in a road tilt on Wednesday. Just another day, or in this case 3 days, in the Philadelphia Catholic League. Again, Carter Philman, Joe Shuron, along with me, Bob Long here. Patty Heckert is with us on camera, and they're going to make the switch. When we come back, it's time for the second half here on Bob Long Sports.
Nobody knows your neighborhood like Dunphy Ford.
Nearly 40 years.
Right here on Frankfurt Avenue.
Generation after generation, our neighbors continue to be our customers. We have access to the cars and trucks you want with financing you need.
Dunphy Ford is Northeast Philly's first choice for America's #1 brand. 7700 Frankfurt Avenue in Mayfair. Online at www.dunphyford.com.
Come experience the Dunphy difference. You'll be glad you did.
I chose CCM because I have found that this company, on the level of scaling that we have here, the volume that we are doing, to truly have every department head and employee fully engaged in the mission of the company to make it an originator-focused, production-first company. I have not found that anywhere I've worked, and I've worked at one of the largest banks in the world, down to the smallest tiny community bank and correspondent lender. No one has been able to consistently deliver that message.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome into the Nittany Lions Sports Report. Good evening, everybody. Welcome into the Nittany Lions Sports Report live on Bob Long Sports. Today we're going to talk about the offensive line and our man of the hour, the chef, the man himself, Des Holmes and Mike Miranda, your disruptors on the Penn State offensive line.
This year, you're going to see all 4 guys run. They all bring a different style.
The quarterback is going to read the defensive end's eyes and make a determination. Am I going to keep this football, or am I going to hand it off to the running back? And that is generally the point of the RPO. Look who we have. We have Chris Perangeli, our guest picker for the evening.
What does your character look like? Does it bounce back after each setback? Does it stand out by standing up? Does it make good on good intentions? Character is invisible until it's not. Only through action will the world know what it's made of, what you're made of. Find out how you can strengthen the character of your community alongside empowered veterans and families of the fallen at travismanion.org.
Nobody knows your neighborhood like Dunphy Ford.
Nearly 40 years.
Right here on Frankfurt Avenue.
Generation after generation, our neighbors continue to be our customers. We have access to the cars and trucks you want with financing you need.
Dunphy Ford is Northeast Philly's first choice for America's #1 brand. 7700 Frankfurt Avenue in Mayfair. Online at www.dunphyford.com.
Come experience the Dunphy difference. You'll be glad you did.
I chose CCM because I have found that this company, on the level of scaling that we have here, the volume that we are doing, to truly have every department head and employee fully engaged in the mission of the company to make it an originator-focused, production-first company. I have not found that anywhere I've worked, and I've worked at one of the largest banks in the world, down to the smallest tiny community bank and correspondent lender. No one has been able to consistently deliver that message.
We welcome you back inside Archbishop Wood High School. Bob Long. Patty Hecker now joins us along with Carter Philman. Patty, you saw the first half from behind the camera. What did your eyes see through those lenses?
Well, I just want to say thank you again. It's always a pleasure being able to come on here, do some color commentary.
Pleasure is mine.
But so far in the first half, some of the key points that I've taken away is Deshaun Shepard is a menace in the paint. He's someone that LaSalle's going to need to keep an eye on down low, because he's either going to come out with if he gets the ball down low, he's coming out with foul shots or poster. Next is LaSalle's rebounding ability. LaSalle has been rebounding the ball very well on defense. Haven't been giving away too many second chance shots. They have given away a few in the beginning, but started to get better towards the end of the first half. And finally, Nick Sperano. I think he might be the key to LaSalle's offense in the second half. I think he could play a great role of 3-and-D, made 2 3-pointers in the first half, and working on defense, getting those rebounds, and hopefully he'll be able to keep it going in the second half.
Keys for both teams here in the second half, but LaSalle trying to climb back into this one, trailing by 7. In the post, it's Simmons. DePietro on the drive. Able to flip it back to the outside. They'll work it for O'Donnell.
You understand the patience from the Explorers here. It's a crucial couple first possessions. You don't want to get this game get too out of hand, before the half. And coming out of the half.
DePietro thought about the drive. They'll pull it back. It's now a 50-second possession here for LaSalle to start things in the second. Wood in the man-to-man. They've stayed man-to-man all evening long. Randolph guards tightly on O'Donnell, who thought about the tray, and now it's 1 minute 10 seconds of possession.
The wonders of no shot clock in Pennsylvania.
Timby, tough shot for 3, and he's fouled. Fouled by Rasul Diggins, and we'll get one more look.
Yeah,
certainly some contact.
Definitely contact. Timby must have sensed something there. It's a shot I wouldn't see. I'm not used to seeing him. Quick release, coming off the fade from the opposite side. He's comfortable with. But it worked. It produced results.
Yeah, really tough shot for Timby to make, and great basketball IQ for him, knowing that he would be able to draw a foul on that kind of shot.
And to both of your points, not a shot you usually see him take. That's a 3-point shot, so he'll take one more foul shot. But not one you always see him take, but one that he can take. He can basically shoot it out of a phone booth. No wasted movement, jump straight up. And that one he's going to miss 2 of 3, a rare occurrence for Timby. But like you said, that time I think realized the opportunity he had. Randolph, corner 3. And if he is hitting that one, good luck.
It just looks like a little bit of a defensive breakdown there. Looks like someone failed to get into that corner.
Back cutting, Timby, what a catch that was, and kept the foot in bounds. DePietro, got it. That's a big answer from Mike DePietro.
That's that 3 game that Joe was talking about. That's his first 3 in the night, and hopefully we'll see more of that, because they're leaving him open up at the top behind the 3.
Yeah, a lot of credit to Timby for catching that rifle of the pass and then staying in bounds and getting it up top.
Diggins now. He'll pull it back with 5:57 to play in the third quarter. Nice shot by Timby. He stayed with Randolph and forces the turnover. Not beaten by that Princeton-style offense. Back cut that time. Timby had the eyes up floor. It's a great defensive play.
Yeah, tough pass to make there. A little bit forced. Great job on the defensive end by the Explorers.
Simmons now for Liam O'Donnell. He'll drive at Randolph and a nickel dimer, but O'Donnell got the half step and forced him to make the foul.
Yeah, if you're Randolph, you got to get that inside hand out. I mean, that's an easy call for any ref. It's a point of emphasis. If your hands are in, you give him the bump. It's going to be a foul every time.
2 team fouls against Archbishop Wood here in the second half. Simmons is the safety valve. Now Timby.
So O'Donnell just missed DePietro under the rim there.
What a tough matchup this is for Timby here. All year they've put 6'5", 6'6" guys across this league on him, face guarded him. These opponents deciding they're going to get beaten by somebody not named Jake Timby.
It's a testament to how talented of a player he can be too.
What a phenomenal back cut, better pass, Mike DePietro to Liam O'Donnell.
Great two-man game from two guys who've been playing together for 4 years now.
Right in the eye of Jake Timby. Russell Diggins for 3. And Shane Holland stepped over the line. Turnover gives it right back to Archbishop Wood.
The Salle defense running into the problem they had in the first half where they're giving Diggins way too much space, and he's making those shots.
Yeah, he can just be so calm off those dribble creation moves. He's so smooth.
Well, it's because he's so good getting to the rim. You almost have to leave off him. That time can't hit the step back 3, but it's taken away by Stinson. Contact and a foul called against Liam O'Donnell. One more look after the steal here. Certainly a lot of contact drawn, at least by Stinson, but again, the turnover, the big issue there for the Explorers.
Yeah, you can't afford those sloppy turnovers when you're trying to stay in a game like this. Just simple inbound kind of thing, and Explorers turn it over. Wood gets the ball back and converts.
Carter and Patty, for that matter, you get the sense that this is a big moment in this game. Right now, it was 4 points off the back cut from O'Donnell. LaSalle offense was humming. Step back 3, then a turnover, a couple of turnovers. And LaSalle right now trailing by 9 has to find a way to keep the offense chugging.
You know, if I'm LaSalle, I try to get my best look here possible. Can't afford to force up a shot.
Just a bit long from Jake Timby, but that is a good look.
Bit of an awkward angle there for Timby too.
Shepard thought about the 3, now launches.
Good close out there by Brown, taking away the dribble penetration there.
A face guard all the way 94 feet from the basket as Stinson takes on Timby. Sam Brown hasn't played much and now just checked into this game in the second half. It's his first run. See if he can get them going offensively. 3:50 to play, third quarter. Archbishop Wood by 9. The screws being turned up a little bit defensively. It could have been hands again there. DePietro, good drive, just couldn't finish.
Yeah, not an awful look for DePietro.
Mismatch as Diggins slides, count it, and 1. Just a little shimmy from the little guy. Able to get to the bucket. One more foul shot coming.
Yeah, again, goes back into his bag, uses that crossover, creates a separation, get into the lane, finishes through contact.
Russell Diggins can give Archbishop Wood a 12-point lead. And does. The old-fashioned three-point play. Guys, I'll tell you what I like about this floor. First of all, the gym is a fantastic place to come watch a game. I like the crest of the Catholic League in the black paint. I don't see that anywhere else, I don't think. Verano behind the screen, a little bit long. Brown nearly corralled the rebound.
Yeah, nice little touch on the floor there.
Offhand, I don't think any other Catholic League venue has that. Randolph can't finish, and Verano pulled down a jump ball.
Looked like he got him, wrapped him up from behind there.
And we're going to take one more look, because not as I saw it in live time. Yeah, perhaps. I don't know about that one, though. Here comes big Isaiah Turner into the game, replacing Liam O'Donnell.
So LaSalle looking for a little bit of energy off the bench here.
Tell you, Patty, he has done a nice job in limited action this year for LaSalle when you need 2 or 3 minutes of energy.
I mean, it's always good to have this kind of option down low on the bench where, for LaSalle whenever they need that energy boost mid-game.
Foul called against Nick Verano, just wrapped up on Robert Jackson on the catch. That's not one you're going to be upset about if you're Mike McKee. Once you catch it there, you're pretty much out of luck unless you grab him before he goes up for the shot. Now Shepard Jackson had trouble with the catch, and now he lost the ball, fortunate to get it back.
Scramble mode here.
Thought about the corner 3. Instead, Randolph untouched to the basket.
Just limited help on the back end from the Explorers. Wood doing a good job of capitalizing on a scramble situation.
And it's Archbishop Wood's largest lead of the night. A 10-0 spurt from Archbishop Wood has put them up 14. Timeout called by Mike McKee. And guys, perhaps prophetic when we talked about a 4-point lead that became a 7-point lead that became a 9-point lead, feeling that the next 2 minutes were going to be essential in this game. Those next 2 minutes were controlled by Archbishop Wood.
I feel like I gotta agree with Joe on his point before the end of the half that just about at the minute mark left in the first half, LaSalle had the opportunity to hold it and take it and have the last shot, but instead turned over the ball, and their 4-point deficit turned into a 7-point. I feel like the game started going all downhill from there.
And maybe the biggest thing that LaSalle is focusing on, aside from trying to come back from this 14-point deficit, is in fact the Devon Prep versus West Catholic game, and that game is all knotted up at 26 at the half. The real shame of this whole thing is that we very well may have to leave the air before we get final notification on that game, something we're trying to keep everybody updated with over the course of the night. By the way, shameless plug, follow us at Bob Long Sports, and more importantly, tweet us at Bob Long Sports if anybody or anybody you know is either at the West Catholic versus Devon Prep game or have a way to provide us more frequent updates than quarter by quarter. That's at Bob Long Sports on Twitter. 2:22 to play in the third quarter. And it's a 10-0 run, as mentioned, for Archbishop Wood. LaSalle comes out with Caleb Bryant, his first run of the game. Sam Brown, a left-handed dribble, wild shot, but a foul call. John Moscow on the bench for Archbishop Wood, less than pleased. But if nothing else, guys, creating a little bit of penetration opportunity, forcing the issue. I don't know if there's a foul there, but at least he's pressing the issue a bit.
Yeah, a basket and some points that the Explorers desperately need here.
Sam Brown hits the first. Stymies that 10-0 run for the Vikings. Deficit is 12 here for LaSalle, and Wood very quickly across the timeline. Stinson and Shepard was asking for it. Instead, Stinson a bit short. Great box out by Caleb Bryant. Verano in rhythm for 3. Back iron, no, and the numbers here come for Archbishop Wood. Randolph fouled, and he'll shoot 2 at the line. Perhaps a discussion, or at least John Moscow asking for the flagrant 1 on the grab and bear hug, but just a 2-shot foul. Sends Randolph to the line for 2.
Randolph did a great job fighting through the contact there. Had the opportunity to convert on the and 1, just falls short. Not an awful foul there by Shane, though.
You're exactly right, Carter. Most guys, when you bear hug them like that, that ball isn't getting above the rim. But Randolph so strong, so tough, and also on his dominant hand. Buddy missed both.
Works out in the Explorers' favor.
1:49 to play. It's 50-38. LaSalle still squarely in this game, and a foul called on the baseline. Robert Jackson getting into it with Caleb Bryant, team's fourth.
Definitely a little bit of a back and forth going down there on the block. Looked like ref maybe a little bit of a statement foul, telling him to knock it off.
Two big physical guys in there. Now they're palm to palm on the baseline.
My favorite interaction after some physicality. Both players just going chest to chest.
Sam Brown, foul called against Archbishop Wood. You cannot be happy with that one if you're Chuck Moscow. Buddy forced the issue again.
Yeah, I mean, there's some body contact there. Just a little bit by Jackson to knock him off course.
Yep.
Maybe bailed out there, dribbling into three players. You know, it's rare you get that call regardless.
Sam Brown misses his first from the stripe here tonight in 3 tries. Deshaun Shepard checks back in for Robert Jackson. One of 2 for Sam Brown. You know, you guys are joining elite company here tonight. Our first LaSalle versus Wood broadcast this year in any sport was an overtime thriller in football at William Tennant High School, and my color commentators were none other than the 97.5 The Fanatic Morning Show team, Mark Farzetta and Jamie Lynch. And a hold called here against LaSalle, 15 foul against the Explorers. You guys are sizing up quite well with the professionals, so congratulations and thanks for being here for, we'll say, episode 2 of the LaSalle versus Wood rivalry across multiple sports this year.
Couldn't be happier to hop on the air with you, Bob.
Shepard, look out. There is Liam O'Donnell. It's going to be a foul on the floor. Good call there, certainly. Trying to prevent air traffic control for clearing him for liftoff.
That would have been a big one.
.138 to play. Shepard, Diggins for 3. Short, didn't quite get the legs into that one. Here's Holland the other way. Verano, good look for 3, it's short. And Stinson back the other way, a lot of open floor. Up and down we go. And a foul called against Caleb Bryant. It's a late whistle, yes, but it is positively the correct one, as he got a fistful of wrist here coming through the lane. And 7 fouls against the Explorers will send Jalen Stinson to the line to shoot 1 and 1.
Looks like we're going for 2 shots here, Bob.
Oh, that's right.
Shooting foul. Yeah.
Interesting. I guess first thought, I thought that was a pass coming out to the wing here, but they call a shooting foul. Stinson to the line for 2. Good look there, both of you guys. So we talk about some of the great commentators we've had on this year, and you guys certainly qualify as that. We are also very excited for what we're debuting on Sunday, Speedy Morris's last basketball game in a regular season format. Of course, whatever St. Joe's Prep will do in the playoffs, and if they are so fortunate to be the second team out of the 6A to qualify for the States, he'll have that run as well. But for the last regular season game, we're bringing 15-year Philadelphia Catholic League head coach Paul Romanchik out of retirement. He's coached against Speedy for those 15 years. He'll give us great perspective. John Giannini, one of the successors of Sam Brown, to the hole and counts it for one more coming. He's got a chance to cut this to 10. But so Paul Romanchik, as well as John Giannini, will be on color commentary. And then Richard Prendergast will join us at halftime, longtime Speedy assistant and current LaSalle University color commentator. Should be a fun night.
Star-studded cast you got there, Bob.
Well, we got a star-studded cast here tonight as well, if I do say so myself. Patty and Joe from the class of 2020 here at LaSalle, and Carter Philman from City of Basketball Love. You've done a wonderful job, my friend, covering the whole sport and the whole Catholic League and beyond this year.
Appreciate it.
So it's down to 10 here for LaSalle, and this has kind of been the magic number for the Explorers. Have found 94 feet from the basket, may not help. 1-1 upcoming for Rasul Diggins, but many times LaSalle has been down double digits or near double digits heading into the fourth quarter, and they've come back, they've fought, they've won a few of those games. Abington comes to mind, Lansdale Catholic comes to mind, Conwell Egan comes to mind, and they've been close in many others. Of course, Archbishop Wood, perhaps a bit of a different animal here, but they're hanging in, down 10 with 1:03 to play.
You know, when you have the ability to shoot the ball as well as LaSalle has the potential to, I mean, a couple stops, a couple threes, all of a sudden you're back in this game.
LaSalle's definitely had a change of approach to offense this quarter. Really going more physical and going down low. And Sam Brown's drawn a few fouls down low and making those foul shots. So really working out. Now they're only down. We're down by 12.
Under 1 minute to play, third quarter. O'Donnell looks for Verano, a turn and a fire. Couldn't get it to go from 2-point range. Diggins kind of stalking his way down the floor. 36 seconds left. Stinson spinning into the lane. Great look to the baseline, and Munir Newton will put it in.
3 Explorers collapse. Stinson does a good job finding Munir Newton under the floor all by himself.
And Archbishop Wood has had the answer here again. Can LaSalle get a bucket? 15 seconds left in the corner. Very nice finish. Good find from Liam O'Donnell. Horace Simmons with the finish. 7 seconds left. Rasul Diggins with the hesitation, blocked by Sam Brown, and an offensive foul.
Offensive foul.
It was Nick Verano taking the charge on the baseline. He might have been blocked by
right.
the wall of the student section.
Right in the black hole there, as we call it.
Speaking of black holes, John Moss was going to say, hey, that's deep in that black paint. That's a little bit deep. If there's a restricted area, Nick Verano is in it. Now 2 seconds left. Brown from the logo. No good. But LaSalle got 2 back, and they trail by 4 heading into the fourth quarter. And by the way, to the last point, I would tend to agree with John Moscow. But good job by Verano. And again, high school, you really get the benefit of the doubt there without the restricted area painted.
High school refs love calling offensive charges. There is no doubt about that one.
It's not just high school refs. It is collegiate refs as well. What is it, the Billustrator that said, like, you got to go onto one leg and, like, do something funky with the arms to call a charge to get the officials to stop doing it?
Everyone has their own unique spin on it.
Yeah. Charging Ed Hightower, remember him? That's a legend. We head to the fourth quarter here at Archbishop Wood. This portion of today's game brought to you by Casey's Alley in Ambler. A great place to go watch the game. Heck, you might be watching the game here on your phone looking for replays. Well, if you're listening to us right now in the building or elsewhere, head on over to Casey's Alley tonight. Great specials, great food, great place to go to meet family and friends. It's right by the train station in Ambler. You can park at the train station and walk right up past Bridget's Steakhouse, which is also affiliated. We love Bridget's as well. But Casey's Alley, our official partner here at Bob Long Sports, tremendous LaSalle family, runs the joint, and we could not be happier to be associated with them from start to finish here in the 2019-2020 season. Your broadcast team here tonight, Bob Long, Patty Heckard, Carter Philman, Joe Shuron's with us on camera. Patty, your thoughts through the first 3 quarters of action?
Well, so far the third quarter has really been the worst quarter for LaSalle and the best quarter for Wood. Wood's really making their way through this LaSalle defense. LaSalle really had success with their defensive rebounding, and now Wood, there's no need for Wood to get those second chance shots. They're making it on their first attempt. They're breaking down low. They're getting those layups. They're shooting out wide, and LaSalle's really gonna have to make an effort to stop this if they want to come back.
Timby, and now Sam Brown.
Yeah, you say it again, another crucial opening possession for LaSalle here to really set the tone for the fourth quarter.
Verano pulls this one back. Brown, he'll dive to the hole. Left-handed finish.
Great take there by Brown, going right to left, finishing with that left hand.
Injured for most of the year. He brings such a different dynamic to this LaSalle basketball team.
You know, arguably one of the best athletes on the team. You know, he's one of the most talented. Played some minutes last year as a freshman, and then draws the offensive foul there.
Yep, and that's a good call. You talked about point of emphasis before with the hand check. Moving screens, much of the same, and a little bit of movement there from Munir Newton will give it right back to LaSalle.
Yeah, classic elevator screen there, action out of Wood. Trying to close that door, but Sam Brown is up it before they can close it. Bumps right into him. It's an easy call.
Sam Brown. Now Horace Simmons looks for help. It's Brown again. Patience here, under 7 to play. Simmons nearly had it taken away. That's a great job to keep the dribble from the freshman. Tough shot there, but he hits it. Not what you would draw up as the most high percentage look that you could take, but
definitely not. Like the jab set to create a little bit of separation, though.
He's hit some big shots here this year, and it's down to 8. Newton in traffic, and he's fouled by Nix Verano. Big mismatch there. Not much the sophomore could do.
Yeah, just got to, you can see coming here, just gets both hands around him. Just got to manage to stay straight up there.
By the way, Carter, we're really excited about the technology this year that we've been able to debut. When you were back doing Silent Night in 2016, it was audio only. We didn't have HD video replay, so we're happy that we could give you a more comfortable booth this time around.
Yeah, it's been a great experience so far, that's for sure.
You got to roll out the red carpet for these guys, Patty, that cover the game so well here in town. Newton converts both. It's 58-48. 6:15 to play. Simmons bail out that time. He'll go to the line to shoot 1 and 1. Second personal foul against Munir Newton.
A little bit of a confident move there by Simmons. You know, it looks like typically he'd probably hand that ball off, but he tries to turn the corner, get the wood pressure to collapse on him, draws the foul.
No doubt about it. The freshman positively making strides here, and games are won and lost at the front end. He hits that one, gives himself a chance to earn a second. Horace Simmons, 2 of 2 from the line. It's an 8-point game, and the freshman having a great game, Patty. He has been really a stalwart for this team. Some key defensive stops and big offensive plays like that one.
Definitely, he's really finding his confidence in the third quarter here. I mean, after making that shot, he felt the need to drive and draw the foul, make the 2 foul shots, and being a defensive staple of LaSalle so far this entire game.
6 minutes to play, fourth quarter. Thought about the 3, Diggins, now a hesitation strap. LaSalle stays in that zone. Stinson all the way to the basket, couldn't get it to go.
Solid contest by Bryant there. Just got a hand in the way.
And that's a clear foul. 2 shots coming now for Shane Holland. The grab from behind by Marcus Randolph. Dangerous pass there, but the grab, a clear one. 2 shots for Shane Holland. No doubt the highlight of his career and certainly season, 2 shots, so we'll get 1 more, was a game winner against Abington High School at Widener University in the Scholastic Play-by-Play Championships. Carter, I don't know if you followed this one, but that one ended up number 5 on SportsCenter's top plays of the day.
Yeah, of course, as an alum, you're always proud, always excited to see, and we have that inside edge with Chris. Shout out to Chris Jaskremski.
That's right, no doubt about it. Chris works on the Scott Van Pelt Show, among other things, works lacrosse games, an up-and-comer up there in Bristol.
Also does a great job for lacrosse community, does a great job spreading the name of the game.
Great penetration and kick. Liam O'Donnell, no. Brown got the rebound and takes down Bryant. And that's an unfortunate one for LaSalle. Both guys working really hard trying to get that rebound. And a little friendly fire here in Warminster.
Great rebound by Brown. Just really skied for that one. It's a shame that didn't come to fruition.
One step across and back, not a backcourt. Good no call there by the officials. 4:55 to play, a lob, big time! Deshaun Shepard.
The Explorers switches to that 1-3-1. A little bit of a trap up top, but it leaves the middle of the paint open. We mentioned it earlier, Deshaun Shepard loves that move.
Bryant at the foul line will pull this one back. Timby inside, fortunate to get it back to Holland. A dribble drive, one more time for O'Donnell. Short, and Diggins will come up with it.
Great ball movement by the Explorers regardless to get that open look.
Inside, and what a dunk that was. It was even blocked by Sam Brown, did not matter. Veneer Newton. Timeout called by Mike McKee, another look.
Veneer Newton really fighting through that block from Sam Brown and still got the dunk off.
That's pretty wild. 30-second timeout on the floor.
Yeah, just so much talent on this Wood team, especially when they get out in that open floor, is when they're able to really shine their skills. You can see a quick dump off there. Explosive dunk by Newton.
As we look inside this LaSalle huddle, they have 4 minutes here in the fourth quarter to come back, a 12-point deficit. But they also have the regular season finale on Sunday, 2:30, against St. Joseph's Prep. That's one they'll need to win to have any hope of making the playoffs, especially if they're not able to come back and win this one. But as we look around the league, and really the only game that matters here for LaSalle, Devon Prep and West Catholic. And through 3 quarters, it's the Burrs of West Catholic 38, Devon Prep 36. That one will go to the wire. Third quarter came to its conclusion 3 minutes ago, or at least that's when the tweet came out. So I don't know if we're going to give you a final score update by the time we're all said and done here, but hopefully there's a chance of it. Verano for
Great
3.
Pump.
No good. LaSalle's gotten 3 really good looks. Shepard up the floor. Shepard with the finish.
Refs probably missed that and one there. Heard the slap from up here. We'll take it.
Here's Sam Brown driving inside. That's a great finish as well.
Snuck that one in between the arms of Randolph, I believe.
Yeah, Carter, I think one of your comments was he's one of the best athletes on the team. I'm going to go ahead and say he's the best athlete on the team. There's a corner 3 for Veneer Newton. Maybe the best athlete in the Catholic League in any sport, with the offers from Michigan State, Baylor, and others forthcoming, no doubt about that, at the running back position in football. Horace Simmons. Brown will rise, a bit long, but Timby comes up with it and hits the 3 on the recoil. Kind of a built-in screen there as Verano kind of guided him against the other players, and a nice pick and pop there as Timby able to hit it. Foul called against Timby on the other end.
Great job capitalizing on a second chance opportunity.
Both teams in the double bonus the rest of the way. It's 67-55. Archbishop Wood leads over LaSalle. Jalen Stinson to the line for 2. Stinson will hit the first. Patty, it's a tough road back here for this LaSalle team. 13 points, 3 minutes to go, but it's got to be turnovers. It's got to be hitting those shots when you have them to even find your way back into this one.
Yeah, I mean, LaSalle, I believe, needs to really start focusing on their offense down low. Sam Brown has taken over the end of the third and fourth quarter so far with his drives down low and drawing fouls. Timby's starting to see a bit more success on offense, making that 3 last drive. But overall, I think if if they're able to mix and match driving down low and threes, then they'll have a much better chance at coming back.
A missed dunk. Now Newton is fouled pretty clearly by Caleb Bryant. He'll shoot 2 at the line. Stinson did his best to bring the house down. Oh, so close. To your point, Brown, I think Key wasn't even in the game on that last offensive possession. Comes back to the table. He'll check in now. But Archbishop Wood starting to salt this one away. The crowd can feel it here at Archbishop Wood. It's a 15-point lead with 2:30 to go. Newton misses the second, and it's pulled right back. Rasul Diggins, a left-handed finish.
Just Wood, relentless underneath. Even when the game looks to be put away, they keep fighting.
Sam Brown shoulders some contact. He'll shoot 2 at the line, 2:17 to play. Creates that contact just a little bit. Wood not too pleased.
Diggins tried to, pull his hands back a little bit, but still gave him a little bit of a nudge.
The officials have not been shy about calling the fouls. Very few times have we turned around here and said, surprised there wasn't a whistle. More often than not, it's been interesting to hear the whistle there. Both teams have been in the double bonus for a very long time, and Brown misses both. And a foul called against Diggins. Wood well on their way at this point.
Looks like this one is just about put away, barring a flurry of late threes by the Explorers.
Russell Diggins, another nice effort leading this team from the point guard position. He will be a high D1 guy. The only question will be, where will that land him? A junior, and really the rest of these teams are juniors. The lone seniors we've seen, Brendan Kersey in very limited action, and Dominic Borzacello, we haven't seen him at all. So by and large, these guys will all be back next year. A team that, depending upon the result of Cardinal O'Hara against Newman Goretti tonight, and last we saw, Cardinal O'Hara did have a big lead. Archbishop Wood would be in the driver's seat to be the #1 team in the playoffs.
Unfortunate for the Catholic League that all these guys are juniors.
What a pass that was, thought of travel, and a late whistle will indicate the same. Just the tail end of that one, there's the travel.
Student section not very happy with that call, as is the rest of the gym.
I think it's going for a little showtime Wood here.
Timby, and now Brown a drive. He's fouled. 2 more shots, it'll be 2 shots the rest of the way for both sides.
It's just so tough to stay in front of. Brown doing a great job, taking guys on the hip, trying to get to the rim, drawing fouls.
Brown hits the foul shot. Still no score update from Devon Prep. The next one, if by their custom, it's been the end of every quarter, so if by their custom, the next update will be a final. Don't know if we'll get it, but the more timeouts and foul shots we get, the better chance we have of updating our folks on the result of that game. And a double technical has been called. It looks like Marcus Randolph for Wood, and I think it was Liam O'Donnell for LaSalle, but I don't have confirmation there yet.
Both coaches seem pretty confused. Players also.
Bench warning called there against LaSalle. And let's pull up our man Ari Glazer, really your man over at City of Basketball Love.
Shout out to Ari. He does a great job, freshman at Temple University.
That's great. He's got a final from Newman Goretti, or I don't know if that's at Newman or at O'Hara, but Cardinal O'Hara, 61, Newman Goretti, 54. One of the big results that we've seen in the Catholic League this year. That is I would say, the upset of the year thus far. Even though Cardinal O'Hara are a very good team, they're going to be somewhere around 7th in the playoffs.
Yeah, Cardinal O'Hara enjoying one of their best seasons in recent history.
So I'm looking at the standings right now here, guys. Cardinal O'Hara was 8-5. That's going to keep them above Archbishop Carroll. Carroll has St. Joe's Prep tonight and was 1 game back of O'Hara with the head-to-head against the Hawks. So they would have come up to the 7th seed, Carroll. Instead, it's Cardinal O'Hara locking up the 7th seed here tonight at least, and they potentially could jump Archbishop Ryan, who has tough games against Roman Catholic tonight and Archbishop Wood on Sunday. So O'Hara could earn themselves a road game, but get themselves out of the play-in round, all because of a huge win against Newman Goretti. Congrats to them.
First time we're seeing Sean Jennings tonight for the Explorers.
1:28 to play, and a foul called against Jake Timby.
Bit of a limited role for Jennings ever since the return of Sam Brown.
Yeah, Wood up, going up, could make it a 19-point game. All 5 starters still in.
Deshaun Shepard hits the foul shot, and Wood well in control. One of 2. Another result from around the Catholic League. Bishop McDevitt continues padding its resume with a 47-45 win against Bishop McDevitt. And I think that's a technical. It's just been called against Mike McKee.
Looks like McKee wanted a foul there on the drive. Didn't get it.
And that was coming as well. A bench warning at the last time out. LaSalle not particularly thrilled with the officiating down the stretch here. But Archbishop Wood, they've been in control for the majority of the second half. They've pulled away. And this is an impressive basketball team because I'll say, for 3 quarters here, this was one of LaSalle's most impressive performances offensively and defensively of the year. And they're coming together in a more complete way with Sam Brown on the floor. Sometimes the gas just hits empty against a team like Archbishop Wood.
You can only hold this amount of talent down for so long. You know, and once you stop hitting shots, the lead can grow quickly. I mean, all of a sudden they're up 20. It doesn't seem like this game has necessarily been a 20-point game.
But here it is. 77-57, 106 to play. We'll see if Wood will dribble this one out.
Could get their senior a look here.
Stinson has the basketball.
Seems pretty content to just dribble this one out, though.
And that one went off the knee of Diggins and out of bounds. LaSalle basketball. Refreshing away here on Twitter.
And a technical.
Tell you what, this is helping us potentially get the score of Devon Prep West Catholic before we're all said and done.
Neither coach seems content to just letting this one end.
I would agree with that.
Yeah, Wood with a 20-point lead. Most of their starters staying out there, aside from senior Dominic Borsicello.
Timby. He'll hit both from the line. It's 77-59. As mentioned, a West Catholic win against Devon Prep tonight, of which they're in the 4th quarter right now, and LaSalle losing this game here would end their regular season. Their playoff hopes would be decimated, and there would be nothing from a playoff perspective to play for on Sunday. Horace Simmons nearly got the roll. Sam Brown got it back on the tip there from the rebound from Nick Verano. Sean Jennings will check in, replacing Verano. And I think a timeout was called by Mike McKee. Potentially he didn't have one left. He was just trying to keep it moving and get the substitutions in. But I don't know if they had one left. Some confusion with the scorer's book. And that's a tough way to get a technical, down 18 or make that 16 now. He's trying to do the right thing just to get guys into the game.
Now, not often you see 3 technicals in a 20-point game, 20-point basketball game coming down the stretch.
On the span of about 3 minutes as well.
Yeah, and that's one, I get it. Mike McKee and Moscow were in the face of the officials in the previous technicals, but this one looks like an honest mistake and maybe some miscommunication. But Borzicello hits it, and the senior, 6'8".
And now with 33 seconds left, we'll be seeing Wood's bench coming into the game, subbing out the starters.
And Wood will get possession here.
This might be dribbling this one out. Number 12, Dan Pryor, the junior. There's an open 3. They really wanted number 20, John Donahue, to send it. Timby goes behind his back, up the floor. Jennings can't finish. And a foul is called against Archbishop Wood. A tantalizing 16 seconds left.
Looks like they didn't want to call the foul on the first one. Jennings bodying up on the layup attempt. Borzicello coming in over the back. Tough to not call that one.
Sean Jennings misses the first. Again, just to reiterate, Archbishop Wood, as good a team as there is in the Catholic League, I think they can beat anybody and has to be the odds-on favorite to win the Catholic League this year. And LaSalle hung really tough all evening long. It was a little bit too much to handle in the fourth quarter from the Archbishop Wood Vikings. Some big runs pushed them on to victory. And a jump ball called with 0.8 seconds left on the clock, ending the only way that this one should.
Maybe a little bit of a statement here by the Explorers, refusing to end up looking ahead to that Sunday matchup. Hopefully they have something to play for.
They are going to have something to play for, but they dropped this one, a 17-point contest against the top team in the Philadelphia Catholic League. Well, like you said, the hustle to the very end, they know that Sunday may mean something. It may mean just about everything to them. A chance to make the playoffs into a play-in situation with a win by Devon Prep over West Catholic through 3 quarters again. That was 18 minutes ago. Got to be tantalizingly close, right? Make that 19 minutes. It was West Catholic 38, Devon Prep 36.
Could have had the same fourth quarter that we had right here.
Yeah, perhaps it is. Perhaps it is. Guys, a great broadcast here. Joe, I may ask you to turn that one around and bring everybody into our broadcast booth. Welcome you back here. Bob Long, Patty Heckard, and Carter Philman with us. Guys, it was a tremendous game here. I think a lot of fight from this LaSalle team. Sometimes 5 D1 players in the starting lineup for the other team is tough to handle. I think this LaSalle team has begun to fight even more in each game and playing with some desperation. Let's see if they can move that forward to Sunday and get a big win in what would be Speedy Morris's last regular season game.
And of course, Speedy Morris, a legend of Philadelphia basketball. You know, Philadelphia Hall of Fame inductee, ton of accolades, hundreds of wins. I mean, the legend speaks for herself.
It absolutely does. Roman Catholic, LaSalle University women, St. Joe's Prep. He's coached just about everywhere, has a lot of ties all over the city. We're so excited to be there for his last regular season game, and we're going to honor him the best way that we can. Certainly, LaSalle doesn't want to take any prisoners. It could be a playoff spot on the line. And bear in mind also, guys, if LaSalle does somehow get to that 7 versus 10 matchup, St. Joe's Prep is likely going to be the 9 seed. 1 win from LaSalle, which now looks like it will be against either Archbishop Bryan or Cardinal O'Hara, and a loss by St. Joe's Prep to Archbishop Carroll. All of a sudden, LaSalle is the 2nd team out of the 6A in the state playoffs. That's something that I don't think we would have thought about even just a couple weeks ago, but here they are right on the doorstep.
Yeah, it could be a nice, pleasant surprise for the Explorers, especially if Devin is able to pull this one off. Unfortunately, no update yet.
No update.
We're begging. If anybody out there has a score.
Right now, let us know. But I'll tell you what we'll do. For those of you still hanging on, we're going to tweet it at Bob Lone Sports. We're going to retweet the Devon Prep Twitter account as soon as it comes up. Again, LaSalle, the biggest Devon Prep fans in the world here tonight. If West Catholic loses that game, then they'll play Newman Goretti. Oh, by the way, an angry Newman Goretti on Sunday.
Oh, absolutely.
That's a tough one for the Birds to win. That would keep them at 4 wins. If they lost both, LaSalle could get to 4 on Sunday against St. Joseph's Prep. Devon Prep will be at 3 if they win here tonight, and then they'll play winless Conwell-Egan. Sure looks like a 3-team tiebreaker to me. No tiebreakers for the last spot. So you'll essentially draw straws. In this case, Devon Prep would get the bye to the play-in. A Monday night tilt between LaSalle and West, and then a Tuesday night tilt between Devon Prep and the winner of that game, all to play the 7th seed O'Hara or Ryan. So that's the Catholic League in a nutshell. We try to keep it simple for everybody.
Simple as we can.
But guys, any last thoughts on this one here tonight? We'll start with Carter. So good to have you back on the air, man. And I think the first time I've ever done this with you personally.
Yeah, it is. I mean, obviously, thank you for having me. It's been a pleasure. Great job. Great, broadcasting along some fellow LaSalle students. As an alum, it's always great to be back, watching some LaSalle hoops. So, positive. There's a lot to look forward to. Even if it's not this year, next year, the year following, there's a lot of young talent on this Explorer squad that we can look forward to. So, yeah, obviously Wood's extremely talented, but if you're LaSalle, you hang your hat on the first half and you continue developing on, going forward.
Oh, my goodness. Overtime. Devon Prep against West Catholic, because why else, right?
Nothing's ever easy.
So we are going to go off the air before that finishes, but follow the Devon Prep team on Twitter, and that is at Devon Prep B-Ball, all one word, clearly. 46-46 going into the fourth quarter. Patty, your last thoughts here.
So I think this is although this may be a loss and a loss by double digits, but I think this is a really good sign about LaSalle basketball. There was a hard-fought game in the beginning. They kept it close all the way throughout the second, quarter, and I mean, Archbishop Wood is a team filled with talent, and they finally found a way to break through that LaSalle defense, whether it would be through Jalen Stinson or Razul Diggins, their shooting game, or Deshaun Shepard down low. They found their way, and unfortunate for LaSalle to slip late on in the game.
But one more game on Sunday. We're back there for it. The three of us here, Joe Shuron, Patty Hecker, myself, along with special guest Dr. John Giannini, former LaSalle University coach, Paul Romanchik, former Archbishop Carroll coach, and Richard Prendergast, former LaSalle assistant under Speedy, and the current LaSalle University color commentator. So that will be fun. I don't know about you guys. I'm just going to start refreshing my Twitter and see what happens in that Devon Prep West Catholic game. Again, LaSalle needs West Catholic now to lose that game. With this loss here tonight and a West Catholic win, LaSalle would be eliminated mathematically from the playoffs. With a win gets them at least into the play-in on Sunday against St. Joseph's Prep. That's all they'd need. So stakes are high enough. Thanks, everybody, for being with us here tonight. For Carter Philman, Patty Heckard, Joe Shuron back behind the camera, I'm Bob Long saying so long here from Warminster, and Archbishop Wood, a 79-62 winner against the Explorers. We'll see everybody Saturday afternoon.